Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another vidIQ live stream. My name is Dan, and we are once again. Oh no! The thanks for watching screen. Oh, I failed. I failed my intro, and I should quit right now and find myself off of YouTube because of this screen right here. It's okay. We're here to talk today about failure. Epic failure, less than epic failure. What can you do to prevent yourself from failing on YouTube? And what can you do to learn from those mistakes you will inevitably make on YouTube, like leaving your different screens up while you're trying to do your intro? Let's first welcome on our co-host of the day, and that is Viper. How's it going?
Woo-hoo! What's up, Dan? What's up, people? How y'all doing today? We're live again, baby. We are live again.
Thank you for being here. And then our guest of honor today is, of course, the one and only Heather Torres of Think Media. How are you?
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited because I fail a lot, Dan. So we've got lots of stories to share during this one. Hey, Viper, how you doing?
Heather, what's happening?
Thank you so much for being here. We'll talk a little bit more about Think Media in a second. Please go check out the channel. The link is down below. It will be there for the entirety of the live stream. Yeah, today we want to talk about failing. It happens. And before we do, let's say hello to a few folks here in chat. I will start. I'll just start pulling up names, and let's see. I'll say hello first to Koi Fish Gaming. How are you doing? Blackjack, how's it going? I see Annette is here. Goated Gaming is here. Counter Snowy is here, and then Zinzaris helping us moderate. How are you, Viper? Who are we saying hello to today?
All right, I think we got Calvin in the building. What's up, Calvin? How you doing? We got Dodds out there. What's up, Dodds? How you doing? We have April, the Cowardly Gamer. Hi, April. How you doing? Ace Rock Tech in the building. What's up, Ace? How you doing, my dude? And last but not least, Little Crafty Nuke. Hello, how are you? How are you?
How are you, Heather? Who are you saying hello to?
Oh my goodness, I saw let's see, Tree Tan. I saw some people saying hello to Heather. So grateful that you're here. My goodness, I love your guys' chat. It's going pretty fast, actually. Okay, I see George is here. We've got hello Ethiopia is here. My goodness, so many great people. Thanks for being here for this live.
Yes. So I want to get into the conversation, and then we'll talk a little bit more about. I want to also bring up a couple of vidIQ tools and things like that. But let's first kick things off. I wanted to go around the table and ask everybody maybe about a time they failed on YouTube, more specifically what they learned about it. Heather, would you like to start?
Sure. Like I said, Dan, I've got a lot of failures that come along with doing YouTube. And I think that first, like that is part of doing this is failing forward, is learning from your mistakes, is trying to get 1% better. And for me, I remember when live streams started to happen on YouTube and I was like, I'm going to do this. It's going to be great. I can get through and make videos so much faster, and had it all prepared, ready to go, punch through live, and basically botched the entire hook. It was bad. I was stumbling over my words. I was like, am I live? Am I not live? I didn't know where to look yet. It was so bad. So here's what I did. I actually just stopped the live. I was like, this is bad. I stopped the live, went back, deleted it, reset the whole thing up, went live again. No one would have known. It was gone from the YouTube universe. And that was just one of the many mistakes. I've had so many times also recording videos, and my hair always seems to be a thing. So it kind of is like a Think Media thing now. It's like, how's Heather's hair? Because I'll have like pieces that'll like stick out, and of course, no one tells me that. They watch the video after and they're like, hey, did you know your hair is sticking out? I'm like, I could have known that when I was filming. So I have lots of mistakes that happen. What about you, Viper?
What about Viper? So I started YouTube on January 1st, 2018. I've been uploading video for over 4 years now, and I have my main channel called Viper, and I was uploading videos on that channel up until this year. On that channel, over a 4-year period, I amassed about 6,000 subscribers, and I watched like people come on the platform at the same time I started, years after I started, this, that, and the other, but everybody was blowing by me in sub count, and I always knew that something was wrong with the channel. And I know I made a few mistakes on that channel, so I decided at the beginning of this year to start completely over. So I started a new channel this year, as most of you all are aware of. And now I'm just uploading content on a new channel. And I'm taking everything that I learned over the past 4 years, doing it on the first channel. And now I'm applying all my skills to the second channel. And so far, it's going lovely.
Have you found that it's difficult to start over? Do you feel like, oh my gosh, I started from zero and now I have to make this climb all over again?
Yes and no, because about a tenth of my subscriber base kind of joined me on a new channel in January. So I can't say I completely started over, but YouTube still doesn't know what to do with my content. So it's kind of weird when I put out a video and it's like I get like 50 views in 2 hours. I'm like, what is this? So yeah, it's kind of weird looking at the analytics, but it's a journey. So going through it.
Because I found, because I did start a new channel. I've started a few channels now, and I found that each one just gets a little bit easier because, like you said, you learn so much from everything you've done already. And a lot of people, when we tell them like, hey, maybe this content would go good in a new channel, that's kind of the hesitation of like, oh, but I already got to 1,000 subscribers or whatever it is. Like I have to do all that over again. And it's not really the case. My big moment of, I guess, failure, it's when I first started on YouTube many moons ago. I had this thing where I thought I knew what to do simply by watching other creators, not educational creators, just creators doing the things I like to watch. And so what I found myself doing was basically copying their style in every way I could, from the thumbnails to the titles to the actual content itself. I was very like, I enjoyed what they were doing and I wanted to make similar content. And so I never, like, it took me a really long time to, one, kind of craft my own brand, but two, kind of like understand my data, what it was trying to tell me the whole time. And I spent a lot of time spinning my wheels, and it took a good kick in the pants, to finally realize like, hey, like I've been doing this for X many years. I've only gotten this far. I've kind of hit my ceiling, and I've never sat down and really done an actual audit of my own work to see what I could do to improve. And it was like this refusal to also watch creators like you guys to understand like what are the educators in the space saying? What are the people who do this for a living saying? And that's why I try and tell our audience here all the time, like, you may not realize it, but you are so many steps ahead of so many creators simply by coming to live streams like this, hanging out on Think channels like Think Media. Stuff I would never have considered doing. And a lot of people you don't go to YouTube and then YouTube says, here's your homework. Here's like your starter kit, like here's some channels you should really look at to learn about our platform. They even have their own education channel, and it's in your dashboard, but it's not really framed as an education channel, almost like a YouTube update channel. So you don't really think about it too much, but if you go there, they spill the tea all the time on how the recommendation system works and everything. So I think my big mistake was not opening up to broader like education, about YouTube.
I think for me too, Dan, so we started a new channel 2 years ago. We actually have several channels we don't tell people about. They're experiment channels. But we did start our Think Media podcast channel, which is a separate channel that we do long form content on. It's our video podcast. And we actually, one of the failures we made was we named it a whole different brand. We named it Think Marketing. We made all the cool things around that. We're literally the first year it's called the Think Marketing Podcast. And then when we started to dig into our analytics and we started to really see like, are we really doing like marketing? People didn't actually want to learn about our email marketing system or course creation or how we've built a business around this. They still wanted YouTube tips. And so we actually decided to change that entire channel's marketing back to the Think Media podcast so that it coincided with our current channel. And a lot of people think that once you've decided on a channel name or a channel branding or whatever that is, that you have to stick with it forever. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to. You can change the colors, you can change the name, you can change the URL. We were able to do all those things. And yes, when you go back and watch the first year of episodes on that season, it's different branding, but we are totally fine with working with always, we say, building the plane while we're flying it. We are not, sitting on the ground, constructing the whole thing. We are flying the airplane and building the sides as we're going, as we start to see more and more what our audience likes and what they want to do, which is awesome that Viper even created a different channel because now he's able to really build subscribers for the exact thing that he's talking about versus building a channel that has a lot of different things happening on it, or shifting focus totally. And those old subscribers don't really want your new content. So you can always change your channel branding. You want to get started. You want to start making videos. The secret to growing on YouTube is uploading videos on YouTube. And a lot of people will sit back and say, oh yeah, I'll get started when. And you have to actually just start uploading, making content, looking at the lens, knowing how to control your voice and do all those things. It's like going to the gym. And the first time I go to the gym, I'm sore. I hate it. I want to throw up. I don't want to go back. But more and more as you keep going, you start to be like, wow, look at me. I'm lifting these 20-pound dumbbells now, you know, and you get better and better and better at it. So that's another one of our mistakes that we've made, failures that we've had that have made us fall forward.
Definitely. So I want to talk a little bit about the title, why you should want to fail on YouTube, because I think a lot of creators are afraid to fail. Failure is not all bad, okay? Because what happens when you fail, if you're paying attention, you learn the things that didn't work, and then you can make adjustments, and then you can try different things and figure out what works. Because if you're successful all the time, then you don't learn anything. That's why I always talk about how disagreements aren't the worst thing in the world, because disagreements are the pillar for progress in society. If there's no disagreement, we can't grow as human beings because we're too busy liking each other and just singing kumbaya. There has to be disagreement. And in the same token, there has to be failure. You cannot grow as a creator unless you fail, because you don't know how to succeed if you don't fail. So failure is pretty important, and learning from it is definitely important.
It's the same kind of logic as people coming in and saying, like, give me a shout out, you know, and what they mean is not, don't say hi to me using my name. No, I mean, like, literally tell people to go to my channel, like make them subscribe to me. And this goes back to, I don't know, I guess you could consider this a failure, something that happened to me mid YouTube journey on my first channel. I made something for some other creators that I really liked, right? And I made a video. It was like a tribute to them. And they liked it so much that they shared it. And I actually got more views at that time than I'd ever gotten before on that particular video, that piece that I made. And I was so excited. Oh my gosh, I did it. Like, I got the shout out from the big channels I've always wanted. And from that point, I was not able to captivate the audiences. Even though I was doing a similar thing to those big channels, I was just not able to captivate the audiences of those big creators who gave me the shout out, even though it's kind of in the same space. There was just other things that disconnected me from them, that my content was just different from what that audience wanted. And I wasn't able to capitalize on it. And in fact, I kind of credit that with almost harming my channel in a way, because it slowed me down. Like, I was so fixated on like trying to capture that lightning in a bottle again, that I couldn't just continue move on. It took me a long time to move on with my content. No, because I didn't know what I was doing. And whenever I thought, okay, well, maybe this will appeal to them, I'm realizing, well, I don't like making this. You know, it just, that took me forever to do the first thing. I don't want to do that again. So shout outs, like, that was like one of my other mistakes that I made, was like trying to take a shortcut, you know. And then I guess I'm one of the few that actually got the opportunity to take the shortcut, see what happens. And it didn't pan out, you know, and I don't regret it. I learned a lot from it. And I actually made a pretty decent connection with those YouTubers that I liked. I learned a lot from them later on. But for the channel, it did not do anything for the channel. A lot of dead subscribers is what I got.
So Heather, I'm curious, in all of your failures, what would you say is the biggest thing that you learned YouTube related from your failures?
I've learned that I love how you even said it, Viper, like, failure is okay. So for me, I think a couple of things that I've learned is that it's actually okay to fail in public. And a lot of people are scared to fail in public. I will fumble over my words. I will, not be looking at the camera the right way. I will be out of focus. All of those things. It's okay to fail in public. Why? It means that you're real, that you're a real person trying to do this thing, that, like, unless you are literally Peter McKinnon educated in how to use all of this tech and know how to do all of the things. I mean, his background is in videography. Like, unless that's you, it is okay if, the audio goes out or your video stops or whatever that looks. It's going to be okay, because you are a normal person trying to figure this thing out. I think that's one thing. And then the second thing is, one thing that Sean and I always say is we want to put ourselves out of business. we know that there are other YouTube educators out there, and everyone has their own flavor, their own style. And so we actually don't consider them quote unquote competition, because you can love more than one content creator. I love Catherine Manning. I watch her every single week. Now, she's not necessarily just a YouTube creator. She's a vlogger now, but what I mean is that we want to put ourselves out of business. And so when I think about some of the failures that we've made, when we go back and we put time and energy into videos and they don't get the audience retention that we want, we go back and we study the game tape. We look at that video, we go in the analytics, we go, where do people drop off? You know, you can track inside of the analytics when people start to drop off of your video. You can actually see what frame that is and what messaging changed. So for us, we want to always consistently be getting better at our videos. And what's funny is some of our best performing videos are videos that we just flipped on the camera, went live, did the whole thing. And some of our worst performing videos are the ones where we actually spent a ton of money and spent time and really scripted and did all the things, and they didn't really connect with the audience. So for me, I think that I've just learned that YouTube is a fun game that we get to play, and we are always consistently trying to serve up the best content we can. But that means that in order to do that, we're going to, instead of hitting a bunch of home runs, we're going to hit some base hits. And from that, we'll then start to get some home runs out of it. So that's pretty much for me. What about you, Viper?
I just thought it was interesting that you said that you are not you're not afraid to fail in public, because I cannot tell you, I've been doing it for 4 years, over 600 videos, and I still fumble my words every recording. And I've gotten to the point where, you know what? I'm going to leave some of these mistakes in my video, because it just adds a layer of authenticity to the video. Because I think that's why a lot of people like YouTube, because they feel like it's more authentic. They feel like they have a closer relationship to the creators who are creating the content, as opposed to what they see on like some type of A-list TV show or commercial that's highly produced, different things like that. People love the realness of YouTube. So I figure, you know what? I'm going to leave these mistakes in there, because they make me come off more authentic, and people can see that, you know what? Creators make mistakes. We're not human. We're not perfect. We're human. We make mistakes, and it just makes the video, the content, that much more authentic, and it makes it easier for me to have that connection with a potential viewer if they see that, you know what? He's not perfect. He does make mistakes. So I like the way that you said that.
But part of the reason the stream title is what it is because in a recent video I did with Rob, I reminded the audience, don't be afraid to fail, because we were doing a case study on a channel that has already, I think by today, they probably have to at least 20,000 subscribers, but we found them and it turned out they got 1,000 subscribers in a month. And they did it by pumping out Minecraft content for a very specific audience. It was obviously targeted, we think, at like a younger crowd. And they put out, I think it was, I counted 7 or 8 videos in a day consistently. And they were all over the place in terms of their titles. Like, you could tell they were all for the same person, but they were trying a lot of different things. And what I pointed out is, like, this person was not afraid to fail. And look, they had videos that flopped, but for every video that flopped, they have a bunch that succeeded. And they're obviously learning from all of that, because look at them go and just growing and growing and growing. And that is from not overanalyzing their content. Because they play Minecraft, I'm able to see the mistakes that they're making during their recording session. And I'm like, I bet they didn't mean to do that, but they kept it in the video. Doesn't matter. Like, they don't have time to worry about it, because they have 7 more videos to make today. And that is just fearlessness, straight up. Like, going into YouTube without any worry at all. Like, I'm just going to make stuff. I do want to let everybody know real quick, because we did just get a super chat with a question. Thank you so much, Sinful, for the super chat. I did star it so we can go through that during our Q&A portion, which is coming up really, really soon. So get your questions ready. If you think of anything, feel free to write it down. And then also, I want to take a quick look here. Heather, a great place to learn more about YouTube and not fail as often is actually your channel. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah. So at Think Media, we're here to help you with the tips and tools for growing your YouTube channel. So we are a group of content creators now that work diligently every single day, posting a video every single day. Actually, we're 5 days a week on this channel, but we have 7 days a week across our company. And we are here to help you learn how to grow your YouTube channel. That's everything from the tech side to the tip side. And we are over here, giving as much value as we can for free. And then we do things like free challenges, like we have happening right now, where we go deeper into the tip side. So pretty exciting stuff happening over here. We're going to hit 2 million. I said we need to have, they should send us a gold play button for every million that you get, because the next one is until 10 million. I'm like, come on, man. How long is that going to take?
A few more weeks at least, I think, before 10 million. No, congratulations. What are you doing to celebrate?
Oh, really good question. We are, that's a really good question. We have a couple things planned. I actually can't announce them because our team's watching and it involves our team. So we're, like I said, a content creation, where it's myself, Omar, Nolan, and Sean, but we have an entire team behind us because we also do YouTube education. We do coaching, and we do, courses, and we do events. And so we've got a whole team behind us. So I can't share the exact thing that we're doing, but it's going to be pretty epic, and it'll be on social media. So
I certainly didn't mean to put you on the spot. So as soon as I said that, I'm like, maybe they don't want to talk about that.
Before we go any further, though, Heather, can you tell us about what's happening in May?
Yeah, sure. So in May, we are going to be doing Grow with Video Live. We're actually partnered with vidIQ. They're one of our main sponsors for this event. Grow with Video Live 2022 is happening in May, at the end of May, in person. Oh my goodness. And we're going to be in person in Las Vegas. And actually, tickets went on sale today, Viper. So super excited about that. And we have a special offer for those who are a part of our challenge. So yeah, I'm super excited. Viper, you're coming, right? Of course you're coming to Grow with Video Live, right?
I'm going to try my best. Yeah.
So we're going to do in-person and virtual, just because we understand that some people aren't able to travel, but we are going to be bringing some amazing people. Our main speaker is Gary Vaynerchuk. And we have some other amazing people like iJustine and some surprise guests that'll be coming as well. So it's going to be epic. Hopefully Dan will come. That'll be exciting. But vidIQ will be there as our main sponsor.
Thank you for letting everybody know. By the way, so I don't have the link because I'm bad. If people wanted to get tickets for Grow with Video Live,
growwithvideolive.com.
Okay, got it. Thank you. All right, there you go.
But hey, thanks for the shout out, Dan. Thanks for letting me steal that show for a second.
Please, no, of course. So the other thing I wanted to show everybody for helping to perhaps detect failures. Let's consider this like an early detection system for your next videos to give them the best chance to succeed on YouTube. One of the things I wanted to show for today was the channel audit tool. We have this tool at vidIQ. It's along with our full suite of tools, and there's a link down below. If you're a new customer, you can get 30 days free of our entire suite of tools. That's the Boost plan for 30 days. And one of the things that is free, but you unlock more features with Boost, is of course the channel audit tool, giving you really good insights into what's working, the content to double down on your channel, and then also things that are not working as well, things that could use work. And these are categorized by lowest average watch time or lowest retention. This is personally where I'd be starting. I'd be looking at these videos and learning as much as I could. Was my intro too long? What segments of my video were too slow that have people drop off somewhere in the middle? These are all great stats to look at when you're trying to figure out what could I be doing better for my next video to help it get the best chance it has. So just really quickly, I want to shout out the channel audit tool. Before we get into Q&A, was there anything else that you guys wanted to go over?
I just have to say, I love that tool, and we use it every single week at Think Media. We dig into all of the pieces that vidIQ offers, and I can tell you the channel audit tool has helped me to really figure out what our audience really wants to see versus us just sitting in our room trying to figure it out. It's such an expansive tool to be able to really see what people want. So I love all of the back end things that vidIQ offers.
Important to know about failure. Just be aware you didn't fail because you didn't have the same results as maybe your friend that's doing YouTube or your favorite content creator that's been doing it for like 5-10 years. That's not a measure of your failure. We all have individual journeys that we have to go through on YouTube, and there are so many variables at play that you are unaware of as it relates to someone else's channel. So if you think you failed because you're comparing yourself to somebody else, don't do that, because that you're not getting accurate information. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and you just have to compare your wins and losses by the progress of your own YouTube channel.
Absolutely. You were always competing against yourself on YouTube. All of YouTube's back end like statistics in the studio are only taking your videos and putting them against your own videos. When you get a 1 out of 10 video, meaning it's your top performing video of that period, it only knows that because it's taken your other videos and ranked them. You're only competing against yourself. It's not giving you 1 out of 10 because you made the best Minecraft video out of all the Minecraft videos that week. That's not how it works. So really, when you think about competition, think about you and your channel. You are competing against your past self. So without further ado, I'm going to open the floor to questions. The way this works is we ask that you put #question in front of your question, and that lets us know that you are talking directly to us. Of course, there are other conversations going on in chat right now, and we totally encourage that. So #question in all caps. You don't need to write the question in all caps. Just #question helps us out. And as you do, I will start grabbing those questions, and we will answer them one by one. I'm going to grab first the one from our super chat. Now, super chats are appreciated, but definitely not required at all. So thank you, but you did not need to super chat to ask your question. If public unlisted, wait a minute. Okay, let me read this. If you have unlisted videos, will you get watch time back?
Yeah. The answer is you don't lose the watch time. So if you have a public video and you unlist it, you do not lose that watch time. It's still there for you.
Yep.
Yes. If you were to private the video, I do think.
Yes.
At least in your analytics, because I've done that, and I'm like, why did everything go into the negatives? How's that possible? Oh,
yeah, yep.
Okay, I will grab this one here from Dodds. Does changing your profile picture for your YouTube channel hurt your views and subscribers?
I think it could. It depends on what you change it to. I think that when you are thinking about the branding of your channel, you want it to be as clear and concise as possible. So if you're changing your profile picture and it's not going to actually count towards your views or subscriber count, but it could increase if the quality is better or it makes more sense to the person who's trying to look at it. If it's a picture of you, I know right now you've got this image in here, but if you were to switch it to your face, you'd want it to be a very clear photo. You actually, if you see even how Dan is very zoomed in or how Viper is zoomed in or how I am, you really want it to be your head because it's just a little tiny circle. So you want to make sure that you are getting the most features inside of that when you can, but it doesn't necessarily hurt your views or subscriber. It's more so in your moving forward in your branding. Are you moving forward in helping people understand what your channel is about?
Yeah. And also I want to go back real quick to the previous thing about unlisting videos. So if you make it, because I got to bring this up, my friend did this the other day and it was like, what did you do? But if you make a video public and then you private that video, and then for whatever reason, you make that private video public again, YouTube is going to send out notification for that video again, and you're going to be confusing a lot of people, and they're probably not going to be happy. So don't do
that. So I've been starring in the background. A lot of excellent questions here. So please do your best not to repeat your question over and over. We have a new system. Usually you had to do that. We have a new system now that lets us take questions and, grab them and keep in the background. So you don't need to constantly ask. Like some of the names here on my queue right now are Wire Sharkmania, Pinky Tech, Nerfa Taki. I shouldn't even try some of these names, but Tech, I have Nate, Flaming Gamer. So those are just some of the many names of folks I've pulled into the background here. We're going to answer Wireshark's question next, which is how can we identify the root cause of failure? Which is a pretty open-ended question because it could be a lot of things. Does anyone want to tackle this first? Yeah.
So the tricky thing about this particular question is first we have to determine what do you consider failure? It's kind of hard to answer that question if we don't know what you think failure is. Is it that you didn't get enough views or you didn't get enough subscribers? So first you have to make that determination. And what is failure? Like, what do you think is failure? Or how do you feel you failed? Once you make that determination, then we can go dig a little deeper into why you're not getting the results that you feel like you can get.
One of the things I'm trying to pull up here in the background is in your studio dashboard. Here we go. This is our shorts channel. It's not nearly as big as our primary channel. And in the background here, so when you're in your dashboard, you always get the latest performance on your YouTube video. And it looks a little different for shorts, but basically the same concept. It rates your video from your last 10 videos. We have a 9 out of 10 on this one. It shows you where kind of the typical performance is. It tells you how many views you're getting and if that's below or above average or right on par. And it tells you the average percentage viewed. All of these things are kind of signals. So when I see 90%, that means people are on average making it most of the way through my video. So in the case of a normal video, I might not worry about that. With a short 90, I want to get over 100% on every short I make. That's just a personal goal. But on a normal length YouTube video, if I saw 90%, I'd be very happy. Like people are making it through most of my videos. So obviously the average view percentage isn't really where I failed. However, if views are low, like for a regular video, you'll see click-through rate come in here. And that tells you a lot. Like if you have a lower than average click-through rate, that means your title and or your thumbnail aren't pulling people in. And that could be the measure of failure. Now you could have a low click-through rate, but a higher average view percentage, which means, hey, the video is great when you actually get people to click on it. So like Viper said, you have to identify first what you consider failure. You have to identify what YouTube is trying to tell you. So that is kind of how you would check up on your content. And I would start here, but of course, with every single video, you can dig way deeper, especially the longer it's been on the platform. All right. Thank you for your questions. I have another one here from Pinky Tech. What can you do to help promote updated topic videos? I have 3 videos on the EVGA Q for GPUs. The first video still outperforms the others. So EVGA GPU. So you're covering graphics cards. They have 3 videos. Is it on the same one? What do they mean by Q?
Yeah, when I read this too, Dan, I was wondering if it meant in a series. And typically, serial type content, the first one most of the time always gets more views, and that's okay. That actually is how serial type content works. So if you did 3 different videos in a series about that, what can I do to help promote the updated topics? Again, are you going out? Are you promoting your videos in some way? So do you have an email list? Are you, on social media? What are you doing to promote those? And then third, if you have serial type content, meaning part 1, part 2, part 3, one way that you can do is you can actually make a 4th video that is all 3 parts of the video together. We call that's a marathon video that we do. And so you can actually re-upload a new video that is all 3, because sometimes people don't actually know how to use YouTube. You'll be very surprised that a lot of people that click on one video have no clue how to get to the next ones. We study this, we do this. I'm sure Pinky Tech, you're on YouTube all the time. You know how the platform works, but someone who's maybe new to graphics cards or new to YouTube as a platform for searching or viewing in a serial type mode, in a playlist type mode, that can be difficult for them. So you want to make sure that when you're actually making those videos, you're giving clear call to actions about how to get to the next video in a series. But if you've already passed that point, then you can actually create another video that could be all 3 parts together in one. If not, it is totally okay if your first video is outperforming the other 2.
Yeah, one thing, because kind of along the lines you said, Heather, like in the first video that's performing really well, you could pin the comment in that video and push people to the next one. Like, by the way, if you want to learn more about this, I have another video here that goes over X, and you post the link, pin the comment. That's great. Like, but if you had really planned out the series, you could even in the video record yourself plugging the next video. You know what I mean? And so that'd be an end screen that you have planned out already, and you just send people over. So there's like different ways you can do that, but it helps connect all these videos together. And you don't even need to put part numbers either if you don't want to do that. And I just looked at the channel. It looks like you're not using part numbers. But yeah, it really helps. Like what we just redid a bunch of our videos, like how to get 100 subscribers, how to get 1,000. And we did the same thing. We went through our old ones and we changed the end screens on those, and we pinned comments saying, hey, thanks for watching. By the way, like we've updated a lot of our tactics for getting 100 subscribers. So go ahead and watch the new video for 2022. And you can always change that pinned comment, and you would be surprised how many people actually see that comment and actually take up that call to action. So Nerfa Me says the game I cover doesn't have enough of an audience. What should I do? So this is when you have a topic, not even just a game, a topic that doesn't have the audience you kind of hoped. You love this game that you're playing, but people just aren't into it anymore. It might be time. I'd love to hear from everyone else on this too. It might be time to kind of reevaluate not just the game itself, but other things that you enjoy doing, whether it's other games or other topics, and then decide, are these other things that I've made this list of, do I feel like any of these fit in with my current channel? Meaning, like, so if you play, I don't know, I'm trying to think farming games. If you play Farm Simulator, but suddenly no one likes it anymore, you're like, I also like Stardew Valley, another farming game. Do I feel like my farming sim folks will enjoy the Stardew Valley game? And because those are two games that have a lot of similarities, maybe, you know. But if you're like, I like farming games, but I also like first-person shooter games, maybe you want to start a new channel. And that's where things get a little bit sticky. And that's where we were talking about earlier with, like, Viper started a new channel. Very, very brave thing to do. You're starting from zero, but you take everything you learned from the first channel and you go for it. So a couple of recommendations would be to look and see the overlap with your former audience and your potential new audience, and then look to see if there isn't any, what could you do to maybe start fresh? I don't know if anyone has any other thoughts on that topic before we move on to the next question. The other thing I could say is franchises too. Like, gaming franchises always tend to have updates. So if you play a game like Spider-Man is a great example. They make one of these every few years, and they're popular for maybe a couple months. So if you were to start a whole Spider-Man game channel, there's only so much time before the audience for that falls off. But if you played a game like Minecraft that's getting updates all the time, every 6 months, every year, like they're putting out a ton of new content into this game for free, no less, then you have a franchise on your hands, and that kind of keeps the interest for the audience as well. So there's a lot of different ways you can kind of approach that.
Yeah, we don't really talk about it a lot here, but one of the biggest factors as far as how your video performs on YouTube is topic relevancy. Your topic has to be relevant. If it's not relevant, nobody cares and they're not going to click. So part of it, if your game is not performing, and like Dan said, you have to maybe move on to a more popular game or figure out how to make that game that you're playing relevant to something that's happening mainstream.
Next question here I have. If I have a video do way better than my others, how much longer should I wait to post a similar video? And how many of them should I make?
So if you have a video that is hitting it, like performing, you don't wait to make the next video like that video. You make that next video immediately. Not immediately. Immediately you make the next video, because what happens, or what could happen, is that you can ride the wave of the performing video into your next video. So don't wait around. If you got a video that's performing well, the next video should be something that's clearly similar to the video that is popping off.
We'll go to the next one here. Let's see. I think it was a great answer. If you are not enjoying what you create on YouTube, but you have a successful channel, what do you do? Stay or create a new channel?
Ooh, really good question. So there's going to be some reflective questions you're going to have to ask yourself. And I think a couple things come to mind right away. If you're not enjoying what you create on YouTube, but you have a successful channel, let me give you a secret. Sometimes I don't enjoy making the content on YouTube, but I get lit on fire again when I remember my reasons for what I'm doing, when I remember my why for what I'm doing, when it's a late night and I have to get the edit in, or it's a brand deal that needs to happen and I'm so stressed out because my kids were sick and my dog pooped on the carpet and like all the things. I don't want to make a YouTube video either. So first you have to evaluate, is this just a season of discomfort? Or are you actually no longer interested in that content? So I would ask that first, because if it's just a season, then maybe you can get re-inspired. Maybe it's switching up the type of content you're creating. Maybe it is partnering with new people. Maybe it is making your format different. Whatever that could be, it can maybe re-inspire you to create content again for that successful channel. The second thing is, what is your end game? So is that channel actually working towards what you want to happen? Meaning, just because it's a successful channel, is it going in the direction you want to go? Meaning, are you creating revenue around it? Do you want to create a business around it? Are you growing your influence around it? What is the outcome you're trying to actually get from that channel? And if you say, I mean, it's successful, but I'm not enjoying it, well, maybe it actually is because your goals are not tied to the outcome that you really want to get. So I would then assess, is this successful channel actually moving me towards the goal I want to get? If it is successful and you're pumping out 7 videos a week and you only want to work 2 days a week, but you have to continue this channel at 7 days a week, well, then you need to reevaluate if this is the right path for you. So stay or create a new channel. Tech, that's going to be totally up to you, but I would take those questions and really sit in them and think, is this where I want to be? Where do I really want to go? Am I just uninspired? Or do I really need to correct course and go all over and start a new channel? So that would be my advice for this one.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. I had this happen on my personal channel, not necessarily because I wasn't interested in my topic, but I didn't have as much time to create the content the way I was creating it. So I had to invent a new way to make my content. And it does look and sound different, but the results I actually really like. I think the results are actually better than what I was doing before, and I found a way to do it with less effort. So I'm glad I took the time. I'm glad I ran through some different exercises, and I'm glad that it all kind of came together. It won't always work out like that, but you have to kind of be honest with yourself. That's really what it comes down to. And I think, yes, there is going to be time, no matter, it doesn't matter what you're doing, not even just on YouTube. In general, there will be times where you don't like it. You're like, gosh, can I just not today? That'll always happen. But yeah, like Heather said, like, is this a seasonal thing, or is this going to be like, I know I'm really done with this topic. I can't seem to make a good channel banner. Help. I did pick this question because we can't really necessarily help you. But what I would recommend is talk to maybe some fellow creators. Try and find folks who make things like this, channel banners. You can go on like websites like Fiverr, things like that. Pay a little money. Make this one of the things you invest in your channel, just like you would invest in purchasing vidIQ, just like you would invest in taking a course through Think Media. It's all like your YouTube channel is going to have investments tied to it, whether that's a new camera, a computer, things like that. So make that one of the investments. Your branding is important. So, that was going to be my suggestion. I don't know if anyone else wanted to jump on that one, but I saw this and wanted to crap it.
Yeah. So the important thing about your channel banner, make sure whatever your channel mission statement or value proposition is, try to include that in your banner. It's pretty cool when you go to somebody's channel and you look at their banner and you know exactly what you're going to get from that channel. So if you can somehow figure out a way to get that value proposition into your channel banner, that's a win.
Yeah.
And there are also, you could do like canva.com. Now, graphic design is a skill. And so if it's not the skill you want to develop, do exactly what Dan said and hire that out, because you can get a very affordable channel banner on a site from an actual graphic designer. But there are sites like canva.com that have templates for you that you can plug into. But I agree with Dan. This would be something I would invest in. And when I say invest, I mean like $50. It's $20. They're not insane to get these done, but you get an actual graphic designer that understands what colors and fonts and all of those types of pieces that go into graphic design.
I'm doing this just reminded me because I have a test channel I'm doing in the background. It's probably not going to be a thing I continue with, but because I wanted to have the best chance, I spent exactly that. I spent $50 on the branding for it, just because I could have made it myself. Like, I want it to look good. Like, why not? I have an artist I've used before. I really like them. How much would this cost? $50? Sure. Here you go. Not weird to do at all. Does having a nice, simple banner with your channel's logo possibly earn you new subs and viewers when they check your channel out?
It's going to take a lot more than your channel banner. I mean, it's nice to have, like I said earlier, to have like your outline mission statement or value proposition on the channel banner. That's cool. But ultimately, it's going to come down to your titles and thumbnails and whether or not your content is quality enough to keep people invested in you.
Yep. I was going to say too that I think sometimes we overestimate the things like that. Do they actually convert subscribers and viewers. And a lot of times people don't even go to your homepage. They don't even see your channel banner. And so it really, like Viper said, it comes down to the actual videos that you're producing way more. I think of it this way. Like, I had a friend who started a business, and when she started her business, the first thing she did was get business cards. And I'm like, well, what are you selling? Like, are you even in business? And she's like, no, I made a website and I got my business cards and all the things. I'm like, that's actually not a business. That's just the art. And that's basically the same thing. Just having a channel banner is not actually a channel. It's just the art that is that goes with it. It helps tell the story of who you are and what your value proposition is. But it would not be the end all beat all to getting subscribers and views. And I know this because Think Media had the same channel banner for until we got to 1 million subscribers. And we were like, we should probably change that. It only has pictures. That has no value to it other than that. And so it's not a deciding factor of what it is. Now we actually use it as an advertising piece, where anytime we have something that we are promoting, we have that as one of the graphics that we get designed. Heather and Sean are not designing this. We hire someone to design graphics for us because we want to use that now, because people are actually now looking at our channel banner because they come to our channel for resources rather than just watching the next video that pops up in their feed.
Okay. I'd like to think that if people make it this far, you already are in like the right place, right? Like if someone is over here looking at your channel banner, they may already be subscribed, or they're about to click the button and they just want to see what you're all about. So I think the banner, in the case that I think it was Flaming Gamer was like thinking about it, was this is going to be like that final push. Like if they're looking to see if it matters to them that much, I want to make sure this is a professional. You know, maybe the banner is the thing that pushes them over the edge. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, I think people subscribe from being in. I hit the playlist button. Sorry, from being in here. Where they're already watching your video and they're seeing your call to action, and then they're scrolling down and hitting subscribe.
So follow up to that question, Heather, on average, what would you say, how many videos from a creator does it take you before you commit to hitting that subscribe button?
I would say I probably watch 4 or 5 videos from a creator before I hit subscribe, because because they're going to then show up in my feed, and I want to be very selective about even what is in my home, in my subscription feed versus my home feed. So it'll take 4 to 5 videos that I'll go down before I'm like, you know what, this person actually brings me value in whatever way that is, entertainment, education, information. And then I will hit subscribe. But YouTube here's the thing, guys, views are more than subscribers. Like YouTube will serve your content up on home pages, and people will watch that video and never watch anything else. And guess what? YouTube pays you for views, not subscribers. So it's better actually to get more views on videos than it is to really worry about that subscriber count. I get it. I mean, and I say that humbly as like someone who has grown a channel from 16,000 subscribers to almost 2 million. That is not, I don't see people at the bank with my subscribers. You know, I'm seeing them with the views that are coming in, which is, 50,000 or 50 million views that we're getting around all of our things in a month. That is where it really happens. So for me, 4 to 5, long explanation, Viper. And there's a lot of channels I watch that I never subscribe to, but I will watch all their videos all the time.
All right. So here's the thing. While I don't disagree with her that in the long run, viewers are more important than subscribers, if you want to grow your subscriber base, this is why it's important to have content that connects. You all heard what she just said. It takes her 4 to 5 videos. I myself, it takes about 3 videos before I will commit to hitting the button, but 4 to 5 videos from Heather before she will commit to hitting subscribe. How do you get Heather to watch 4 to 5 videos? You make content that is bingeable and that connects to each other. That way you keep people on your channel watching video after video after video. And then ultimately, it'll get to a point like Heather, I want to subscribe to the creator. There you
go. So, question from Heathen Gaming: does commentary make a difference in views and subscribers for a gameplay video? You know me, I love my gaming questions. I would say these days we're getting to a point where there's other ways to tell a story that are more tolerated because, of the environment we're in. I think, especially if you make shorter videos, you don't need to do commentary. What I don't think people want to see in any case, either in the past or even today, is 20 minutes of somebody silently playing a game, especially if they could have gotten that content from an IGN or a GameSpot or something like that. Somebody who gets the game early and does some like early gameplay of it. And even in those cases, they put voiceover on it. So you need, what I was going to say about this is it's really important, no matter how you're creating content, to inject your personality in it, whether that's through your edits or your commentary or your on-camera presence. Your personality has to shine through. If you just play a game, I don't think you're going to get anywhere. I think the channels that I see do well that don't have commentary and just show gameplay are the ones that have like an epic moment. Those videos are usually no longer than 30 to 40 seconds. And it builds up, builds up, builds up. The epic thing happens. The video's done. Sometimes at the end, there's subscribe. So those work, but there has to be a point to it. But if you're just going to sit down, I'm just going to play Skyrim today. Oh, okay, I can do that, you know. So hopefully that gives you the clarity you were looking for. Recently had surgery and had to take off YouTube for a while. Hope you're recovering well. Is it too late to go all in on YouTube going forward from now?
I'm leaving it to Heather.
It is not too late. YouTube is one of the best things about YouTube is that it is a search-based platform that can get views while you're not uploading videos. So you can actually be growing in your content. It is not too late to get back on. YouTube is vastly growing. And here's what you're going to do. You're not going to get back on and say, hey guys, so sorry I haven't posted a video. It's been a while. Here's a little bit of my, you're just going to post the next video as if there was no time between. Why? Because your subscribers actually don't know. Like they really won't know as you start to gain more and more and more traction. Now, here's the only caveat. If you are coming back to the platform and you are switching content, you need to think about, like Viper did, you need to think about maybe starting a new channel. I would not take a dead channel and try and revive it with a different topic or different niche on that channel. But if you're coming back in, I can tell you, this is actually, Dan, another failure of mine. I have a YouTube channel. It's my homeschooling channel where I help moms learn how to homeschool. I have not uploaded there in like 5 months. Why? Because I'm pumping out a ton of content on Think Media, writing a book, doing a conference, all the things, right? Just like you, life. Yeah. And guess what? When I go back and I start uploading weekly content on that channel again, it's going to be okay. People are going to come back. More viewers are going to come in. New subscribers are going to happen. YouTube is such a great platform that even when it's dormant, it actually can still be growing.
Yeah. I have, because my original channel that I alluded to earlier, I've had moments where I'm like, maybe I could relaunch this, but make it, you know, kind of different. And I always stop myself because the channel still gets views. Like there's still people going through their old content. And if I do anything to interrupt that little ecosystem, because in my belief, I'm going to have to get rid of the old content, right? Like it's not going to be the same. So now I ruin an evergreen channel. A bunch of evergreen videos just go away. And then for like a test, right? It's just always better to kind of start fresh if you're going to do a hard pivot. But if you're just thinking, I took a really long break and now I'm like, can I make what I was doing? Can I do what I was doing before? Yes, absolutely. 100% you can. LAS Curry, when YouTube recommends the best time to post, the brightest purple is the peak. Do you post a few hours before that time or at the peak?
I post right before the peak. Because you have to remember, as it relates to YouTube, the first hour after you upload is the most important time, or one of the most important times for how your video is pushed out moving forward. So you don't want to do it a few hours before the peak. You want to do it when most of your viewers are supposedly on YouTube, and you do that right before the peak, in my opinion, anyway.
And you can schedule that, which is great. So we post ours 3 a.m. I am not up at 3 a.m. posting that video. It is scheduled and ready to go ahead of time. So you can do it right before.
Wait. You post videos at 3 a.m.?
Heck yeah.
What type of wait, who is the audience?
Because we have an because our audience is so international also, and we have a lot of East Coast. We want to post that before and it changes different days, but we've just dedicated to being at the same time every day, and we're doing an experiment on it to even see how much does it change when we shift the time? So we're experimenting all the time. But yeah, 3 a.m. is when our
I was
videos.
about to say, what is that? Is that Las Vegas audience thing on?
Yeah, right. The never sleeps audience. Yeah.
I think it is important to make that consistency in terms of when you post. I think like
Mhm.
there's a large portion of your audience that will legitimately like they will watch at a certain time because they know at like 5 o'clock you're going to post that video. For me, I always post at the same time, but after looking at my chart, this isn't my chart obviously, but I'm always posting like right in here before it even starts to get brighter, because this is when many of my viewers are on. I want the video to be there for them while some of them are around, but they haven't quite woken up yet or whatever the case may be. So that's always been my philosophy, but it sounds like all three of us have kind of different ways of approaching this, which tells me what I've always kind of suspected. This is very, very subjective, and this is mostly kind of your preference. And YouTube tells you right here, published time is not known to directly affect the long-term performance of a video.
Yep.
Meaning that if you post in here, but a lot of your viewers watch over here, it's okay. If they consistently watch your channel, subscribed or not, the next time they get on, somewhere in their home feed is your new video most of the time. So I think you should be consistent, but I also think a lot of what you do determines how this chart can look.
That's what I want to ask you, Dan. In theory, let's say I post a video, let's say 9 a.m. every day. Wouldn't that dictate how that graph looks, Dan?
I think a little bit.
It does.
Yeah, I think at least a little bit. I mean, there's certain people that are just up when they are up, and you can't control that. But I think there's a bit of a tug of war there, and I do think that you will get people, if you post at 7 a.m. every day, you will get people that watch you at 7:05. And now if the vast majority of people watch you early in the morning now, because we post all our videos pretty early, look where our peak starts, 9 a.m.
Yeah, we've done different tests with this also, and even though when your video gets posted is a very critical time, we'll have videos that 60 days later will then all of a sudden start to take off. So also just remember that you want to make YouTube work for you and your schedule. And so I have people that I'll watch that post Sunday at 6 p.m. where you would think, who is posting at that time? But that's because it works for their schedule, and they've been able to create an audience that is engaged and excited Sunday at 6 p.m. to watch their video. So you want to do twofold. You want to remember that a video can take off after it's been posted and get a lot of views after it's been posted, and you can condition your audience to know when your videos are going live.
James, bringing the fire, my dude. Okay. The graphic when your audience is on YouTube, not when they're watching your videos.
Right. But and the thing to remember though is like you might be attracting that group of people, know. So it's just, I think it matters for the short-term performance. I think for, like Heather said, 60 days later you have videos take off. I don't think it matters for the long-term performance of a video. It's just that short-term performance tells us a lot about how a video is going to do in the long term. So it is nice to have to find the right balance, to find the right time, so you get that early data and you're like, oh, fantastic. I know my click-through rate is terrible, so I need to go fix that, before this gets any worse.
Yes. And that's what we do, Dan. We look at it for that first 24 and we're like, should we switch the title? Are we getting the click-through? Is the audience retention happening? All of those pieces. And we usually have 2 thumbnails ready to go if we are seeing that the click-through and title options to see if the click-through is actually happening, because that is key to get someone to actually click on your video. So we do different tests once a video goes live to get that video to get better click-through rates. So really the time isn't that big of a deal.
Did you just say, Heather, that title and thumbnail are more important than anything? Did I hear that right?
They're more important than the time?
No, then like just the video itself. Did I hear that? I think I just heard you say that.
No, the video itself really matters, but your title and your 3 T's, your topic. So are you actually on the right topic? Your title and your thumbnail. Those 3 T's are what matters most to YouTube to get that click-through rate.
Where have I heard that before, you all? I'm just saying, where have I heard that before?
Viper, come on. Viper's been telling us that for a year, right, Viper?
I don't know about a year, but for the last few weeks, I've definitely been harping on that because it's important.
Yep.
It's time to play Guess Where We Changed Our Thumbnail. And here I have in the first 24 hours. We did
Right
right here. We changed our thumbnail and it did start to pick up. But yeah, we were getting some early signals in just the first couple of hours that were like, yeah, the thumbnail might not be the right call here. And Rob had two made, so he's like, I'm just gonna try it, and here we go. So yeah, this you can absolutely do that. I just when you said that, I'm like, oh, we have an example of that just happened.
Now, Dan, I know we just made a video, and I remember off the top of my head, but isn't there like a limit to how many times we could change the thumbnail in the first 24 hours? Or
Oh, is that Heather? Do you remember this? I feel like YouTube had an upload limit on thumbnails that someone recently pointed out, but I need to know more. I need to go Googling again because it's.
I would have to Google it too, because we would only change it once and then give it time, because that's where you would see then the difference in the click through. So, I mean, for us, we would only change it once at a time, but I don't know if there's a limit. There might be a limit. YouTube has limits on a lot of different things. So
Yeah. Especially if you don't verify your channel when you set it up. Like you don't even get to upload like more than 15-minute videos.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot of limits on YouTube until you start unlocking things. How can I get more viewers from YouTube Shorts? I try all efficient methods and I don't know which ones are more efficient. So I picked this one because I wanted to show you what I'm doing about this right now. So we have, like I mentioned, we have a Shorts channel. It's been largely neglected. We haven't made a lot of content for it. And the answer to that is to make content for it. So I went out and I've made 20 shorts. I made more than that, but I made a series, like one series of 20 shorts where I answered individual questions. And I've been uploading them every day, twice a day. I've been uploading this channel. I got to schedule some more. But what I'm doing right now is collecting data. So all of these have varying degrees of success. Almost none of them have like really been pulled into the short shelf, except for one that I made before the series of 20 right here. This one got a pretty good run, you know? And so this is the kind of thing I'm trying to get to happen with one of these other 20 videos, so I can learn more about the topic I'm covering and if people are interested and how I edited these. So there's subtle differences in these and the way I'm titling them and things like that. And it's all for the sake of just trying to figure it out. And I know the only way I'm going to learn more about what our shorts audience is interested in, what a potential audience could be interested in, is to make as many of these as I can and make them a consistent way. So you say you're trying a lot of different things. You don't know the most efficient type of short. Like, make the same kind of short a bunch of times and try that for give it a good respectable amount of time and give it a good respectable amount of videos. I've chosen 20 to start with. I'm going to let those sit for a while, collect some data, and then I'm going to try a whole different method for creating shorts.
Great.
So good luck to me. Milo's. Huh?
Dan, I have a question about that real quick. That one that was doing great was also in like a different, I saw like looked different also. Have you learned anything topic wise or editing wise? Because we certainly have for what we're trying to do, but I'd be curious what you've learned so far.
We should exchange some notes, but so far, because I've taken a very preliminary look at these, I'm mostly worried about just editing the next ones because I made so many. The thing that I did differently with that, I did a couple things differently with the blue shirt ones, and that was I let it have captions, and then I also, the very first one was a very straightforward title, like tips for YouTube, like YouTube tips for growing your shorts channel or something very generic like that. And so I've picked up on those two things, and I've yet to figure out, I'm leaning towards title. I've yet to figure out if it was the very highly generic title or the fact that it had live captions. What I did with the 20 is I stopped doing live captions because it takes extra time. And I've put one thing at the top, usually a question or something, because my belief is that it creates a little thumbnail and that text never changes. And so I can control that little tiny thumbnail a little bit just by always having that block of text at the top. So the hope was that the auto captions would do that for me, but sometimes I didn't really like the words, that stopped on for the thumbnail. The other thing to keep in mind too is the thumbnail doesn't really matter because a lot of people find the short while they're swiping, so they're not going to see it anyway. So yeah, it's very preliminary right now. I'm just trying to get them all out. But yeah, I would love to, like, later we should trade some notes because I would love to learn what you're seeing.
Yes.
That's make friends with creators, everybody.
Yeah, make friends with the creators. I would say too, shorts is still for YouTube specifically, and the YouTube algorithm is still very new. Whereas, TikTok and Reels and those platforms have really perfected an algorithm to go with that. YouTube is trying to do it on top of the other videos that are coming out and all those pieces. And so shorts are so volatile right now also to really figure it out. And I would say the number one, it's the story of the short. I mean, you have to be a great storyteller. That could be in your communication, like Dan's doing, of just answering a specific question. That could be an entertainment style. There's someone I follow for shorts where he's just doing like quick news clips. And it's like, I'm getting the info super fast, but his editing is really helping to keep me engaged while it's happening. So when the question was, I'm trying a bunch of things, so are we. And so we're all trying to figure out how to make shorts work. It's going to work slightly different for your audience. That's why Dan's advice of making a ton of shorts and collecting data is actually the best advice for any content creator trying to figure out how to do short form content.
I'd say 7 or 8 months after shorts came out, I was hearing the advice like velocity. People were saying like make as many of these as you can because that's going to help tremendously. And so it's kind of stuck with me. It's just that advice, shorts is still kind of finding its way. So is that advice still the advice? And I think there's not a lot of harm in it. The shorts recommendation system is way different than the regular YouTube recommendation system. So there's no harm in just filling it with content and trying to see what takes off. So we have a question here from Milo. I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. Should I do Minecraft or Forza Horizon 5? Ooh. I'm just wondering what you guys think would be better for YouTube performance. I picked this one because sometimes you just got to scream. No. I picked it because we can't help you. So I'm going to do my best to help you. Which one do you like the most? Because I don't want you to pick Forza if you are a huge Minecraft fan, but you saw somewhere that Forza might be a better choice in terms of getting viewers. Don't go into this for the wrong reason. And that would be, what game is going to get me the most viewers? We talked earlier to a creator that was experiencing some burnout. Like they had their topic and they were tired of covering that topic. That very well could be because burnout. And burnout doesn't come faster when you pick something to cover on YouTube that you don't actually like. Well, a lot of people are doing this and they're getting lots of views. I will no. Out of those two games, which one do you love the most? Now, if your answer is genuinely equal, like I love both of those games, I could make 100 videos right now on either of those topics. I love them so much. Then I would say Minecraft is a very tough space to compete in. Every day someone's creating a new Minecraft channel. Forza is a franchise as well. There's a new Forza game every, year or two?
Usually 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. So I think Forza and Minecraft are both great choices in terms of their franchise, their longevity in the community. But this is really going to come down to your interests. Do I think Forza is going to do better for you? No, not if you don't like it. I think Minecraft is going to do way better for you if you love Minecraft more. So you're the creator. You're in charge. You're in the driver's seat. No pun intended. Pick the one that you like the most. And if you don't like either of those games really, but you chose them because you felt like those were the two options that got the best views, then start over. Like figure out which game you can make 100 videos on in your sleep because you just love it that much. Could subscribers from shorts hurt a channel that's geared towards long form content? If your subs won't click the longer videos, essentially it's not good, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had a short that I think right now it just got picked up again, and I don't want to quote it wrong, but I think we're at like 5 million views on it. I'm trying to think of where it is. Let me see.
Is it recent?
I bought the cheapest camera.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Wow, we're at 7 million views. Wow. 7 million on this one. And you know what? People are subscribing. Actually, I'll check it really quick to see. But we are getting, I think we've gained like 20,000 subscribers from this video itself. But does it hurt our channel? Yes, it does actually, because people are watching, we're getting the views from it, but they're not actually like the same quality of views that we would get on a 1 hour live stream teaching about YouTube, where our cost per lead or cost per how much we're getting paid to make the videos from YouTube would be much higher. Shorts don't pay like anything. I mean, really, for what you're trying to get from them. But yes, it can hurt. vidIQ has gone the route of actually creating a separate shorts channel. We're experimenting with it on our main channel. So really, it's up to you of where you want to put that content. But I guess to say, does it hurt a channel? Not necessarily. What it doesn't do is convert to long form views. So that's what it does not do, versus a 8-minute video that would actually then lead into a 10-minute video or a 30-minute video or another 8-minute video. Shorts do not convert the same way because people watch it and they swipe by.
See, the problem is that you are talking about two completely different audiences.
Yes.
Like, people that are watching 60-second or less videos are probably not going to be interested in watching 5, 10-minute, 20-minute videos. So you got to be careful about how you do that.
This is I think, I don't want to start a fight here, but I think this comes down also to the vertical that you were in, like on YouTube. So the example to counter everything Heather just said would be BlockFacts. We talk about this channel a lot. They started with Minecraft Shorts. Every single short being the same exact length. We've interviewed BlockFacts. They've told us this was intentional, 27 seconds, but it was not because they felt like that was some kind of magic number. They just wanted them all to be the same.
Smart.
Millions and millions and millions and millions of views. Today, I clicked on a video. Today, they are doing, I clicked on most popular again because I'm fumbling. Newest, please. 1 upload a month. Instead of a day, and they're doing 10-minute long, same exact style of video, but 10-minute long Minecraft videos. The premise of these is facts about blocks and creatures in Minecraft. So they just did that, but longer. And instantly, millions of views. Now they're monetized, probably making some really decent money off their monthly uploads that they're doing. So the one thing we don't know is, are the viewers of BlockFacts the same as the ones that were there before? Or is BlockFacts just that good that as soon as they uploaded their first Minecraft facts video that was 10 minutes, it attracted a whole new audience because there was just a dearth of content that gave that kind of explanation of Minecraft? We could maybe follow up with BlockFacts at some point and get that answer. They would know. We obviously don't. But I've always said, since learning about that from their channel, that you can do it, but your content has to be like the same, so similar to get the audience to jump over. And the other reason I say that is because I myself, on my personal channel, I built it off of Shorts when Shorts first came out, and I switched to making widescreen versions of my Shorts. Basically, I stopped doing Shorts, did widescreen of the same style of content, and it pulled my audience in. I was getting return viewers that had never watched my long form content because there wasn't any. So I've had it happen, but again, the content was the same. It was like the same exact type of content. I think Media, you guys make like all kinds of different tutorials. Like you cover YouTube growth, but you cover different cameras and equipment. Like, so you're kind of already picking different like sections of interest. You know?
And we actually made that short that is a long form video that Nolan did on our channel. He actually did buy the cheapest camera and he did a video that performed very well. And so all we did was we took that video, we took the exact same video, we edited it in a way for short form content because we knew that story really worked. And then that's why that happened. But again, we have some shorts that bomb. And then we have some shorts that really take off. But I think the thing about YouTube that we have to remember is that it is a long form content platform first. That is what it is first. And so even though shorts are the cool new hip kid at school, it still is dominated by the varsity football players in the locker room, if that makes sense. Like, it really is a long form content. 70% of people come to YouTube to solve a problem. And so you need to remember that shorts, while they work because short form content is a thing, it is a thing on the other platforms. YouTube has adopted it because they still wanted video creators to have the option to be creating that type of content on their platform as well. But they are for sure still the leader in long form content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The other thing I think I'll say about shorts is you need the short to be its own thing. Like Heather, you said you still told a complete story. You re-edited a video, so it was a complete story, but in short form content form. So that's important too, because a lot of people are trying to make shorts that push to a longer version of the video. Like, hey, you didn't get a complete experience here, but if you click the link, now you will. No, that's not going to work. Like, people are hanging out in the short shelf. They're trying to just get some quick laughs and things like that, learn a little bit and move on with their day. So it's just not going to work. But one thing it can do is now some of your videos are getting put in the recommended feed of the people who saw that short.
Yes.
And hopefully they're similar enough to where they click. You're saying that has not been the case though.
No, I'm saying that is the case.
Oh, okay, because you said it hurt.
Because we made shorts and people were watching them. Now our other content is showing up around on their home feed as they're just scrolling through their home feed. So we are getting views from that. But if we didn't have that long form content sitting there, then it's not converting to anything.
Right. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Misheard what you said earlier. Sorry about that. But there you go. So yes, very similar shorts can help. If they're not going to be similar, no harm in making a shorts channel at all.
Viper, are you making shorts on your channel?
No.
Or are you doing long form only?
Long form only.
Yep. I'm doing long form only on my channel as well, because I will be honest, I'm not good at telling a short story. I'm much better at a 10-minute video. And I've owned that. I know that's who I am. And I would much rather help in that way than really try and hack short form content.
Now, to be clear, sometimes I do make short videos that are like maybe a minute or two, but I do not make YouTube shorts. No.
Yeah.
I was pulling up this question, but that just reminded me too. I've been telling people like shorts is a feature of YouTube, just like live streams is a feature of YouTube.
Yes, that's a good one. I'm stealing that, Dan.
Yeah, you don't have to do it. Like we are encouraging you because it's a new thing, and short form content in general is having a moment, but that doesn't mean that's what you have to do now. You know, like Heather said, like, I don't want to tell a story in 30 seconds. Then don't. Like, that's why I love this platform.
Yeah. My personal opinion, I will caveat personal opinion, not my expert advice. My personal opinion is that, especially with the investments going into video platforms like Meta, like YouTube, all of those things, I personally think that long form content is going to still be the way of the future. I know that short form content is having a moment and it's fun and it's what people do. Live content is going to be huge. The ability to interact with content is going to be huge. And so I think shorts, personal opinion, is having a moment, but I don't know how long that moment is going to last.
Yeah. So I'm just starting to pull in some new questions here, but we do have one from J03. What tips do you have for burnout? Let's see, a 1 to 2 week break viable without completely ruining your channel algorithmically?
Yeah. 1 or 2 week break is not the worst thing in the world. So here's the thing about burnout. I don't care what content you make. If you make it for a long enough period of time, you are going to experience burnout at some point. Listen to me when I tell you all, it is okay to walk away. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. It is okay to walk away. It's interesting sometimes, because when I'm trying to figure out a title or a thumbnail for a video, and for whatever reason nothing is coming to me, I will literally go do something else, either go eat or play a video game or just do something that is not related to the problem at hand. And then after some time away, I come back to it with a fresh, clear mind, and the light bulb goes off and I'm ready to rock and roll. It is okay to walk away. Remember that.
Someone, Nate, one of the creators in our space from Channel Makers, said this recently, and they took a break and said, like, I would plan your breaks, take breaks, but plan them out and keep yourself from getting to the point where you are burnt out and then you take a break, because that's when you have those unplanned, unknown length, you don't know how long you're going to be away now. Those can upset things. Because 1 to 2 week break, it happens. But if you disappear for months and someone swoops in with similar content and attracts your audience, then you got to kind of rebuild that a little bit. So
Mhm.
I would still recommend taking breaks. But yeah, if you can plan those like you would a vacation at work, absolutely.
Mhm.
Sorry about the tail here.
Cat's there. What's your cat's name again, Dan?
I'm going to say today it's Professor Scramble Paws.
Awesome. Yep. I always love when you give good names.
We did, I believe, yes. Okay, we answered that question. So how do I determine if a niche is oversaturated?
It's not.
I was going to say you can't.
There's no such thing as an oversaturated niche.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. It's like the most overrated, overused term I've ever heard in my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not. It can't be oversaturated because you are the only person that can bring your own unique flavor to your niche, to whatever niche you choose.
Yeah.
So just by definition, it can't be oversaturated.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because there are channels like this that started very, very recently playing Minecraft. And is there a niche more saturated than Minecraft? Some would argue no. But look when they started.
Yeah.
The oldest. Look when they started 10 months ago.
Wow.
10 months ago. So you can't. There's no way to know that. I used to think, oh, Minecraft, obviously. No, not even Minecraft. There are channels starting today that are able to make it, whatever your definition of make it is.
One thing I'd point out too on that is, I mean, we've been grinding at Think Media for the last 7 years to grow our channel to where it is. That channel started 10 months ago, and they're at over 3 million subscribers, getting millions of views, probably tens of thousands new subscribers a day. And so I love how Viper was like, it's not oversaturated. So if it's coffee beans, if you're talking about coffee, hello, I lived in Seattle where every street corner has a coffee stand. So you have the ability to make it your own, to do you. Now, can it be harder to break through if you don't have a strategy? It definitely can be. If you're out floundering and not really taking great advice and learning from channels like vidIQ and Think Media and really starting to understand how YouTube works, then yeah, it can be really hard to break through and get subscribers. But when you have a plan and you know what you're doing, you times 2 is the best thing on the platform.
My channel with 1.5K subs got terminated. How do I make a good appeal to YouTube? You can't. No.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing about YouTube is it's hard to reach YouTube.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I don't know if I picked this because I thought they were talking about how YouTube deletes subs. I just read it wrong.
No. So this is hard because if you were actually, I don't even know that will work. But I was going to say, if your channel was monetized, if you still have access to your creator studio, which you probably wouldn't, then you could try to get in contact with YouTube there. But since you probably don't have access to your channel anymore because it's been terminated, your best bet is to go on Twitter and tweet at Team YouTube. But no promises there.
There are contact emails, and that's what I would do. Send them an email. Make a good appeal, especially if you made a mistake. Like, own up to that mistake. Say, hey, you know what? I messed up. And I'm it's not going to happen again. But because they can see, they'll be able, whoever's going to look at that is going to look and see, well, this is why. So you can own up to whatever mistake it was. If you feel like it was an error, then that's certainly a process for that, but it could take a while.
Yeah. Emphasis on a while.
Do I need to be a company to enable super chats? It asked me for a company name when I tried to enable them. No.
It could just be your channel name. Really.
Yeah, I would use your channel name or just your name. But you don't need to be an established like LLC or anything like that. There's certainly people who would say you should do that for various legal reasons and things like that, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah, and you will, so super chats, you are getting paid. And so you will still have to fill out your tax forms through Google, however you do that. So if you just do your doing business as with your social security number in the US, other countries have it set up differently. So you would just need to make sure that you are set up right to even receive those funds from Google as well. I just got my form. That's why I knew. I was like, oh, I need to update my tax info.
We're all getting our tax forms.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the best way to get recognition? So I see this question a lot, especially among creators who are kind of new to the platform. They're still trying to kind of find their way. The best way, when you say recognition, I'm assuming you mean what's the best way to get my videos in front of people. The answer would be research, I think. I think you should research your topic. I think you should understand who your audience is, and that is the best way to figure out who your videos are going to go out to. That's how you can get your content recognized. YouTube needs to know where to put it, so you have to identify your audience.
Okay, that's the Dan answer. Now we're gonna get to the Viper answer, because I don't think you're talking about that. What Dan was talking about. I think you're talking about the best way to get your channel shouted out by a bigger creator. That's what I think you're talking about.
It could be. I don't want to assume that, but it could be.
Yeah, it could be. Number one, good luck with that. But number two, do the work. Post videos. That is the best way to get recognized on YouTube. Do the work. So many people want shortcuts and shout outs and all this stuff. Dude, I promise you, if you just go do the work and stop running away from the grind, you'll get all the recognition you can handle and then some. And nothing coming your way unless you actually embrace the grind and do the work. So just do the work and the recognition will come naturally.
All right, let's see. My question queue has run dry, so I am now silently looking for questions, which is never great. Let's see here.
I can help you with that here.
All right.
We got a question from Colonel Clanny. How to optimize my SEO even more? What does high performance tag rank mean within vidIQ's extension? So correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, but a high performance tag is just a tag that has like that's probably being searched a lot. That's probably used by bigger channels and things like that. It's very rare for a smaller channel to be able to hit one of those, but it's possible. I've done it. It can be done, and yeah, I think that's what that means for the most part.
I'm trying to pull up an example here. So I think what they're talking about is this section. So when you have your tags, you got these blue numbers here, and then you have the dark blue numbers. You see these when your video actually goes live, showing you where this video is ranking for that particular search term, which is very helpful. But these ratings here out of 100, and it basically the higher this number is, the better searched that keyword is. The volume of searches versus the competition is kind of what that measures. So in order to do that better, we have tools for research, and I would direct you to like the YouTube homepage. And if you were to type in a search term, I'm just having a Minecraft day, I guess. The search panel will pop up over here, and it shows us, this is the same score, and it shows us 64 for the term Minecraft. So the search volume is incredibly high. The competition's also pretty high for that very simple search term. So this is where the advice of niching down comes in. And so you would start to research. So Minecraft Forge mods would be a more niche search term. I'm losing people who've only heard of the name Minecraft before. So it's not showing me the scorecard, but Forge mods is its own thing. It is a sub niche of Minecraft. And I would love it if our scorecard would pop up on the side. Oh, technology. There it is.
There you go.
So 56, the competition much, much lower, but the volume isn't half bad. So this is how I would do my research. There's also something called fabric mods. So I would now I'm going to take notes of what I just learned about Forge, and then I'm going to look up fabric. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Even better score, low competition, better search volume. Fabric is having more of a moment. Maybe I like both of these. Maybe I should make fabric mod spotlights instead of Forge mod spotlights. That is a very quick way I would do that research. That was very surface level, but I hope that was helpful.
I just learned so much about Minecraft, Dan.
Also, don't be afraid to use Google Trends or trends.google.com. It can be very helpful.
Absolutely.
Someone asked, I don't know where it was. I saw it scrolling up. I thought tags weren't relevant. We talked to a YouTube employee who does this for a living. Tags are relevant. They actually matter because it helps YouTube, the engine, YouTube, the computer, YouTube, the machine, figure out what your channel and your video is about. Where tags don't matter is when you put in a tag like puppy or coffee or something like that. But if you just saw the tags that Dan was showing, those were keyword phrases. And that is really key. It's not that it's just one word. It's not Minecraft. Minecraft doesn't matter, but it's when it's an actual phrase that really can categorize who your channel is for. And I get it. You want to be like, well, I like to make content for all types of people, or I like to make all different kinds of content. That is great if it's a hobby channel and you're not really in this to really make something happen where you can, you know, quit your job and go full time or whatever that looks like for you, tags still matter. And that was literally like a few months ago. We just talked to a YouTube employee that was like, I don't know where people are getting this, that they don't matter. They matter. So it really is important that you are giving YouTube as much information as possible. And that's why I like vidIQ has the video optimization checklist. And you can actually see, am I filling out all the things that are great for YouTube to even know what is happening? So that's a feature on vidIQ that's really, really important, because some people will miss the end card, or they'll miss the pinned comment, or they'll miss those pieces. And vidIQ has given you these directions because vidIQ is plugged into YouTube and knows what matters most.
I generally use these for research purposes too, because the tags, simply put, are search terms that people are using. So our scorecard here is telling us how often that search term is being used and to what capacity. So even if you're not, even if you feel like I don't like putting tags in my videos and I've put 0 tags and I've had videos do just fine, that's great for you. But this is still a great box to fill out while you're in your last research phase, that last push. Make sure that the title and the words you're using are ones that are relevant, are ones that people are actually using, so your video has a better chance at ranking in search.
Definitely.
And Dan, on that just last piece is when you click on that little vidIQ circle right by the keyword, like when it's got the keyword over on the other side of the left-hand side. No, you were right. Like how to get your first 1,000 subscribers. Move over to the little vidIQ arrow.
Yes.
Yeah, when you click that, if you don't know what keywords you should be using, you click into here and it gives you keywords, and that can help you even see other videos you can create and all of those pieces. But really, really smart to be able to use all the tools that are available inside of these different plans on vidIQ.
And if there's one that's a high performer, but you don't have it, you can literally add it by clicking the plus sign, and now it's in the tags. Now it's just literally in there. Of course, that pushed us over the limit, so I'm not going to actually add it. But you know, we try to make it easier because tags have become like the last thing you need to think about. We still like filling out the box, obviously. Our tool makes it take seconds to worry about, whereas before it used to take you a lot longer, and you should spend more time on it. Now the algorithm has matured quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question for you, Heather.
Sure.
Question that we get a lot, so I'm just curious to get your opinion on it. How often should a creator upload to YouTube?
Really good question. I recommend, if it's a new creator, that they should do 1 video per week to get started. And if you are overzealous and you're like, I can post 3 videos a week or 5 videos a week, I would say that YouTube is a long game. So you need to figure out how to make this fit into your life, not just go all in and then crash because you've spent so much time trying to make this thing work and you've neglected other areas of your life. So the reason I say 1 video a week is because you're learning a lot of new skills when you're getting started on YouTube. You're learning about YouTube, you're learning about the camera, you're learning about how to communicate or how to screen share or how to share slides, whatever that is. You're learning a lot of things. And so 1 video per week also helps you stay accountable to not over promising to your audience. So if you can just start with 1 video per week, and here's the thing, you might batch produce like I do. I usually batch 4 videos at a time. I do not post 4 videos at a time. That gives me a month's worth of content so that I can focus on growing my YouTube channel, not just the actual creation of the video pieces. So 1 video per week. If you are leveling up your skills, and maybe you are doing a gaming channel and you're like, I can bust out 7 videos. That's great. But just remember that you're trying to fit this into your current lifestyle, or you need to modify it slightly so that this can be a part of what you're doing for the long game. Because I don't want you on YouTube for just a year. I want you on YouTube for the next 10 years, building an empire that's going to help change people's lives. So 1 video per week is where I would start with that.
There you go.
Thanks,
I'm sorry I'm so quiet here. I'm just picking up some questions. Let's see. All right. So getting a couple questions about live streams here. One of them is, would live streams hurt my channel? If not, should I keep them public or unlisted? We might have different takes here. I'm going to say here at vidIQ, we don't unlist our live streams. We leave them up on the channel. You can. There's people who recommend you do that, and how it works is basically you would unlist your live stream, but put it in a playlist, put the playlist on your home page so the people who want to watch the replay have the option. Personally, on my own channel, and this might vary channel to channel, I leave them up and they get lots of views after the fact, and they're found in search, and they actually do really well enough. The retention on them is not great, but that doesn't seem to have any impact on my growth for my regular videos of regular length. So I keep them up. I have no problems doing that, but some channels feel differently about this. But what I will say is I've heard people give the very direct advice that you have to private them or you have to enlist them, otherwise it will tank your channel. That for me is just absolutely not true. I don't know if anyone else wants to jump on that, but that was my take.
My turn. So here's the thing about live streams. You can absolutely okay, let me rewind. So let's say you have a channel and you're just posting regular like videos, like whatever, however long your videos usually are, and you want to add live streams to your regular flow of content. You can absolutely do that. But here's the important part. Your live streams that you upload to that channel have to be on content brand with the content that you post that are not live streams. I made the mistake on my first channel of posting 4 to 8 hour live streams that had nothing to do with technology, and it completely just annihilated my analytics on YouTube. And that's one of the main reasons why I had to start a new channel this year, because there was no digging out of that hole. So you can absolutely live stream on a channel where you're making regular content, but just make sure that the live stream content matches the content that you would normally do in a regular video, and have fun with it.
Yeah, we leave all of our live streams public. And actually, one of the ways that I produce content on Think Media is live streaming, because I'm running the company as well. And so sometimes it's hard to get that video up. And so one of the things, when it's Heather's slot to make a video, I will choose to do a live. I just did one if you're under 1,000 subscribers. So Dan and I are fighting for that keyword right now. When that video, if you watch it, I started with a hook. I went into the content. I gave a call to action. I did an ad in it. And then I ended the video. There were people in the chat, but I viewed it as I was actually just creating a video in real time, and I did not interact with the chat. And that live stream got views while I was creating it, like while I was making it, people were coming to it. I had pre-scheduled it so people on our channel knew that it was even going to happen. And then when it was done, I fully optimized it to be just like any other video on our platform. So there is a very strategic live stream way that we do them. And for me, it's one of the easiest ways now to be able to create great quality content in a short amount of time. I did not have to send this to an editor. I did not have to edit this myself. I knew what I was going to say. I practiced it in the mirror before I did it. And then I went live and it happened. And it's now, getting thousands of views per hour. So you can do live. You do not have to enlist them. If you are doing Patreon or you're doing a channel membership and you want that to be exclusive content in that channel membership, that's different when you're going live inside of there. But on the platform itself, YouTube loves live and they push live. Yep. And so it's good to have some of those types of content, some of those pieces of YouTube features on your channel.
That's another thing. You said YouTube loves live content. Another thing that we have Emily Baker on these live streams every month, and she's a huge proponent of premieres. And I think not everyone can use them, because I make like 30-second videos. I wouldn't really premiere that, but YouTube places the premiere in a different slot, kind of like a live stream. It kind of puts it out there and says, this is happening soon, just so you know. And as long as you're in the chat hanging out during that premiere, the results can be really awesome. And then the video has like this initial bunch of views and data. A bunch of people watched the entire way through because you were hanging out in the chat. And now it has this really strong start, So certain times premieres are actually really, really good. That's one of the things I want to test this year. The other thing, so last year I tested building a channel that was just a shorts channel and seeing if I could pivot it. I was successful in pivoting it into long form. This year, I want to try an experiment where I try to make a channel that starts with live streams. That's like a live stream first channel, but can it also do other things? Can it do shorts? Can it do long form videos? So that's why I'm always creating channels and trying new things. And this year, that's one of the experiments I'm going to run. So I believe in live streams. YouTube obviously believes in live streams. They're making some huge investments in technology this year for live streams. Gifted memberships, for example, we're getting really soon. So they've spent millions of dollars getting creators from Twitch to like live stream here exclusively. They wouldn't do that if they didn't think live streams were like a thing for them.
Now, Dan, this looks amazing, right? There's a background, there's cool graphics on the bottom. So you are doing so that people know it's not like you just plugged right into YouTube and this is a YouTube feature. You're using a third-party software to be able to make this look all cool and fun, and make your live stream more dynamic. And I think that is a big key about live streaming. The people that really win, Emily Baker, one of them winning with live streaming, she's going to be at Growth Video Live. She's going to talk about that because hers are dynamic and fun and people are chatting and she's chatting and it's an experience that you're having, which is so cool to see that that there's these types of features now. I remember when live first started, it was a joke when we were trying to live at the very beginning. We didn't have these cool setups and all that. We were like, go live from your phone, was trying to figure out how to go live on YouTube. But now you can make these dynamic shows. Dan's got a show on vidIQ that's live that we're doing right now. And it's our personalities. Viper's there. I'm here. Like it brings that dynamic that is, I think, completely different than when you make a scheduled uploaded video.
Also, we cannot forget the
love it.
It's true. We can't forget that. Question, is comedy/skits too general? I just started and I want to make some videos I enjoy and think are going to be funny, but I wonder if it will be perceived as too broad.
I have an answer to this one.
Please, please go ahead.
My thing about comedy skits, Tony, I am a YouTube coach. This is what I do for a living. So here's my coach Heather to you. Entertainment, the biggest factor of entertainment is you actually have to be really, really entertaining. When you think about Hollywood, when you think about, people auditioning for different roles in comedy skits and all these things, a very select few actually make it to where they are on camera. And so while I think it's a great platform to experiment, while I think that, entertainment is great, it is actually one of the hardest ways to break through on YouTube because talent matters so much. So I think that when someone who grew very quickly on YouTube was John Crist, and he does a lot of different scripts in kind of the Christian space. And the thing is that he was making skits on Facebook for like 5 years before he started making things on YouTube because he needed to figure out the audience first. So if you're willing to put in the work and really grow in the skill of entertainment, of making those skits and understanding editing at a very high level to keep people's attention and transfer attention, all of those pieces, it is definitely something you could do, Tony. But I just need you to know that the factor of entry into that is an uphill battle when it comes to YouTube in general. Different than, say, Viper starting he's talking about tech. I mean, you're entertaining, Viper, but your knowledge is what brings people in more and more and more. If you were just doing entertainment, I would have to love you first, not answer my problem first of my tech. So if that helps, Tony, rock on. I think that we need more funny people online, but I just need to know that there is a barrier to entry when it comes to that.
The thing I'll say, like, assuming, let's say Tony's like, no, I got this. Like, I'm the best comedian. Like, that'd be great. But the next thing also is that I think you should start small. I think you should make jokes about something that you can consistently make jokes about. If it's going to be like comedy and sketches and things like that, you just want them to have some kind of through line, and then you can kind of branch out from there. One of the people I follow, I would consider this an entertainment channel. It's a really funny channel, Liam Thompson. They make a lot of like crazy contraptions and things like that. That's not the only thing they do on their channel, but it is a lot of like I built an elevator for my cat, and the videos are short and they're funny. And that's how I found them. And I started to enjoy their personality, and I watch a lot of different things they do, whether it's something crazy they're cooking or something crazy they're building or whatever it is. And they're always kind of the through line there is they're always working with their hands. They're always like taking household objects and making nonsense out of them, So that's kind of, you might think, oh, well, this is a variety channel. They're doing all kinds of things. Well, yes and no. They've kind of found a way for the videos to link together. So you want to just find a space on YouTube that works well with your brand of humor to kind of give yourself the best chance. Especially the other thing we talk about a lot is trends. And if you're an entertainment channel, that's like perfect. whenever, like when Dogecoin was having a moment a while back,
Mhm.
could you have made something about that in your style? You know, so always looking for trends and try and see if there's a way you can connect all these videos, like a common theme. And good luck.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm seeing a couple questions here get asked over and over. Admittedly, I have been skipping them because I don't quite understand the questions. So sometimes it's better to rephrase your questions if you feel like we're not answering them, or sometimes we've just answered them already.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one, for example, shorts. Can I create another channel, or should I make another channel, basically? And we've kind of already touched on this. You can definitely go back and watch, but the short answer there is it's kind of up to you. If your shorts are super similar to one another or to your long form content, then they should probably go on the same channel. If they are way different than your long form content, a different channel. There's no harm in just making a different channel anyway. So that's the very short version of our answer from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. We're getting a lot of shorts questions now. Oops, I talked about shorts.
I know.
shouldn't have done that.
We do that too, Dan, on our channel. And people cling to it, which I think is a great thing. But I would say really understand YouTube in general first before you're like, and shorts, because there's so many pieces of how to do YouTube well, that like even Viper staying super focused on making great world-class long form content now, which is like 2 minutes, right? Like your long form content is more than 2 minutes. But really staying focused on serving an audience. Shorts, because it feels like, oh, it's cool, it's new, everyone's doing it. I would say that if you want longevity on the platform, definitely consider understanding YouTube's mechanics before just jumping right into making shorts. Even though that Minecraft channel did, even though you did, Dan, I just always caution people when it comes to like shorts, because YouTube is a machine, and the machine of YouTube is run by advertisers. And advertisers are not advertising on shorts consistently like they are paying to advertise on long form content. You get paid as a creator to do content that people want to watch on a longer form basis. So just be thinking about how YouTube in general actually works before you throw all of your time and energy into that one type of feature. I like that you said that, Dan. It's the feature of YouTube.
Yeah. So this person's doing Minecraft shorts. They got 100 subscribers this month, which is awesome. But their goal is 100,000 by 2023. Good to have goals. So what else should you be doing? Continue making shorts.
Yep.
Try not to fixate on the subscribe number. It's the least important number on YouTube, in my opinion. And you need to focus on making the very best content. Focus on learning from the shorts you've made before, so you can influence making even better ones in the future.
Yep.
The 100K subscribers will come over time as you keep growing as a creator, but fixating on this number, this goal of I'm told myself I get 100K and I had better do it. Well, if you feel that way, then don't worry about the 100K. You know, keep the goal in the back of your mind. At the forefront should be, what can I do to make my next short better than my last short?
So I know I said this before on these live streams, but I'll say it again because it is so important. You as a creator, I should say we as creators, our job is to make the best viewing experience possible for people who are watching our content. And I'll give you guys an example. I, as a viewer, I am not a fan of mid-roll ads and videos. I just feel like they interrupt the flow. I'm trying to watch the video, I'm into it, and then boom, a mid-roll ad takes me right out of it. I don't like it. So I, as a creator, knowing how I feel about that as a viewer, I do not put mid-roll ads in my videos as a creator because I feel like it interrupts the viewing experience. So that's just one example of how you as a creator have to think about how the viewer experiences your content. And when you gather that data, think about some of the things that you like or don't like as a viewer, take that information and apply it to how you create your own content. But whatever you do, make sure you are creating the best viewing experience for your audience.
We're getting a lot of questions now about the combination of long and shorts on a channel. Is it a good way to build up an audience? Should I do it? I defer you to the earlier segments of the live stream, but yeah, our answer for that, for everybody asked, I'm not pulling up a specific question now because I feel like people are waiting for their question to pop up. The answer we've been giving to everybody collectively is, if your shorts are similar to your long form content enough to where you feel like the short form viewers might check it out, then you're in a good place to post them in the same channel. If that's not the case, make a new channel. If you're still worried about it, making a new channel. It doesn't hurt. It's a personal decision at the end of the day. Honestly, we cannot give you permission to create the shorts channel or not. It's a personal choice.
Okay, Heather, let's talk about this real quick. Actually, let's all talk about this. Short. Obviously, they're the new plaything. YouTube is pushing them heavy. People are trying to build channels off short. But let's take away the fact that people want to blow up real quick on YouTube. Because I think that's one of the main reasons why people want to start doing shorts on YouTube. But what other purposes, Dan and Heather, would a creator have for starting a short channel or even just doing shorts in general? Like, why short?
Dan started one, so I'd love his. Yeah.
I was finding that there was enough happening in the types of content, the types of videos I wanted to make. I have to be vague. There's enough going on to where I could tell these really funny, quick stories in 30 seconds or less. And that to me, it was perfect because there's this new thing called YouTube Shorts. There's also TikTok, which I could have done prior to YouTube Shorts being a thing. And I could put my content on there. It doesn't take me that long to make. I'm having fun making it, you know. And the other thing I liked about it was that in times where I needed more than a minute, I could challenge myself. Do I need more than a minute, or can I cut some stuff? Can I tell the story in less than a minute? Can I tell the story in 30 seconds when I feel like I need 2 minutes to do it? And that challenge made me a better editor across the board, whether I was making a long form video or not. So I just liked that aspect of it. And I liked, because before TikTok and YouTube Shorts, if you filmed a video like this, you get laughed off the internet. You don't film like this. What are you doing? Smack. Like, you don't, whoa, like that hostility is gone now. It's a normal thing to film in portrait mode. And I love that. And I think, you know, it's again, a tool, like we said before, having the option and normalizing it is doing wonderful things for the creator economy as a whole. There's so many people able to create that were not before, that feel enabled and empowered to create, that are getting inspired by these other creators. So we're just getting more and more people in this space. So I don't know if I answered the question, but that's my
really good.
That's my mind.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Really good.
I forgot the question.
Why short?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no. So I did good. I did a good job.
You did good.
Okay, so I will continue looking for some questions here while we have a few minutes.
Can I give a call out real quick?
Yes.
If you like this video, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. We're here giving you all the great opinions, right? That's what I like to say now. This is my opinion of what I have been researching. But yeah, make sure you're hitting the like button for vidIQ. Thanks for having us on today too.
So Heather, while we have you for a quick second, you're part of Think Media. You help creators grow on YouTube.
Yeah.
So curious to get your thoughts. What niches do you see out there that are potential areas of growth for creators? Because, you know, they're trying to figure out their way. They want to figure out where they have the best chance of success. So what are you seeing out there?
Well, one thing that Dan said is YouTube is investing heavily to get gamers on the channel because gaming is not going anywhere. Hello, parents. If you have kids, it is not going anywhere. And YouTube wants a piece of that pie, especially because of the advertising revenue that can happen on those gaming channels. And so YouTube is very interested in that. So I think that if you are interested in gaming, you also need to learn storytelling. You need to understand editing. There's a lot of pieces of that you need to learn to become a great entertaining gaming channel, education style gaming channel. I think that what I'm really excited about actually is all of the skill-based channels that are starting on YouTube. There is so much growth for people that are doctors, lawyers, real estate agents, financial advisors, your plumber down the street, your mechanic down the road, like the skill-based knowledge that is coming onto the platform. I saw Roger Wakefield on here earlier. His story is incredible. A plumber from Dallas who now is, I think, what is he getting towards 1 million subscribers? It's insane what he's doing and he's a plumber talking about pipes and toilets, you know? So skill-based things. I also think that YouTube is growing massively in the demographic of 30 and older. And that is huge because that has not actually been as profound on the platform. And I think it's amazing that people that have massive wisdom, that have lived some life, that understand how communication works are coming to the platform and sharing their knowledge. And I think that actually Signal Fire came out with a study that said that being a content creator is the fastest growing small business in America right now. You could open up a coffee shop or become a content creator, and you have a better chance of making more money and growing faster as a content creator because this world is just opening up. So I get super fired up and passionate. I think it's amazing. Stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads, people with disabilities. This platform is for everyone, and it's incredible to see that there's this massive growth in I think I'm just going to put my cards in now. I am a homeschooling mom, so I have different views on education. I think YouTube is going to take over education in our world because of the amount of influence that people personally can have without a middleman. You can come to YouTube. My kids are learning foreign languages, they're learning typing, they're learning 3D modeling for free on YouTube because experts are coming to the platform. So I get excited about where content can go, and YouTube is investing in their creators, which I think is something we should all give really great praise to, because as a $20 billion advertising, they gave almost half of that to content creators. $10 billion paid out to content creators over last year alone. And I expect that number to not just double, but triple in the years to come. So it's a great time to be a content creator on YouTube.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Did I make enough? Yeah.
All the fire.
I hope you're fired up in the comments. I hope you're ready for it. I saw someone said, I have a child with special needs. People in communities that have not been connected can get connected. And that's the power of what YouTube can do.
Absolutely. Mint Twist Cards asks a question here. Is it worth updating older videos? We're already nodding our heads because of course it is. It's average and very easy to improve by 200%. I'm worried about repeat posting boring my viewers and losing watch hours is not monetized. Okay, so I feel like this question could be two different things. At first, I thought this person was saying, should I go back and update thumbnails and titles of older videos? Which I was going to say, absolutely. I think what you're saying is, should you actually remake your older content? Which is also, again, absolutely. We just did that. Rob and I went back to back on how to get your first 100, 1,000, et cetera, subscribers on YouTube. And we love the results we're getting. Those videos needed updating because we have new tactics we want to share. YouTube has changed a lot in the last couple of years. It's always changing, so it's always worth doing. Whatever vertical that you're in, there's probably things that you could be doing that you missed in your last video. There's been changes. There's been new products. There's always something in your niche that you can take and bring more knowledge to. So for that, yes, of course. And then we've seen tons of our fellow creators in the educational space showing the results of updating their old thumbnails, their old titles. You have videos that have since flatlined. And after a couple of weeks, days, whatever it might be, sometimes the graph shoots up because they updated the thumbnail. They changed the title. So you can go back to old videos and actually rejuvenate them, ones that you feel like should have done a little bit better.
Yeah, and I recommend also with that, Dan, that you should remake your top 10 videos every single year. Your top 10 performance. If you want to figure out how do I grow my channel, you remake the same type of videos like Dan's saying, but really look at those top 10 performing ones because that's showing where your most subscribers, your most views, which ones you should be creating. So you don't have to go back to all of them, but those top 10 every single year are key. And here's another hack. Dan, I know you don't do this because I don't do this, but you should look at your competitors' top 10 videos too, just to see, just to see if maybe you could remake their videos even better.
Yeah.
I don't do that though, Dan. I don't do that.
No, I would never. We have a tool for that. We have a competitors tool.
Yeah.
You can actually put in whomever you would like and keep track of their top performing videos as well. The video I was just showing on the screen here is one we've made every year since I got here. Is how to start a gaming channel. This is the third one we've done now. The last two got over 1 million views. And so every year we remake this with new updated information, which is what I did this time. And already we're finally over our average. This video is dominating search. and that's what we love to see. So we remake this one every year, and we always try to bring value to the folks who saw the last ones while also pulling in some new people as well. We very much respect both of those audiences.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. On that note, Dan, Heather, I think it's time to take us out.
I feel like you're gonna like start a song or something when you do that.
I mean, we
like,
have outro music. We have outro music.
We do. Yeah, that's a
We
new
do.
thing. Which one do we like? I think it was this one.
Oh, you're using the background music. Okay.
The new feature. Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
All the new features.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. So thank you, StreamYard. We'll be back on. Is that too loud? It feels too loud. We'll be back on probably Thursday or Friday with a new video. Tuesday with channel audits. Wednesday with more Q&A stream. Thank you all for being here. Heather with Think Media, thank you. The link is down below. Please go subscribe to Think Media. Heather, any final words?
I just want to say that if you feel like, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if it's going to be good enough, I just want to encourage you that you can do this, that YouTube is for you. It's going to take time, it's going to take effort, but we need you on the platform. Your voice matters, you matter, and I cannot wait to see you succeed in 2022.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back very soon as I find the outro screen. This one right here, the one you saw at the beginning.
There you go.
I finally found it, and I found it at the right time this time. See you, everybody.